New Zealand is one of the places where the movement toward the creation of marine protected areas started. Bill Ballantyne is well known in this regard, and it is silly that we had to demonstrate that if you don't fish in a certain area, the fish will recover, but they do. Now the question is, how can one use that to repair the damage that fisheries have imposed on the world? And there are people who think that marine protected areas are enough and all that is needed. This is not the case. You need marine protected area to protect long-lived animals and structures in the sea, but you also need to manage the fisheries that are around that. So the ecosystem approach, when you look at it naively, it sounds like the right thing to do, because fish operate in ecosystems. They are eaten and they themselves eat other fish, and you ought to be able to consider everything when you make a decision. But actually, in practice, it turns out to be not to mean much, because the regulator, the fisheries manager, can actually not know what all this interrelationship. On the other hand, nature does. So basically, if you don't fish much, the rest of the ecosystem will fix itself. And that's what we're discovering now. We don't have to have a full understanding of the ecosystem, which incidentally you will never have, but you have to limit the amount of damage you do to the ecosystem, which will repair itself. So I often get queries at the end of a presentation where I show that we fish too much, from well-meaning people, young people, saying, "What should I eat?" And I usually say, you have to be careful. You don't want to squash their soul, but that you can't run a fishery based on your stomach. You have to use your brain. And your brain tells you that you can change things as a citizen, in democracies at least. You can change things that appear to be a mess by joining with other people that are like-minded. On the other hand, working on guilt, on feeling guilty about eating that fish or that fish, that has no political influence. It assuages your guilt in terms of not being a hypocrite in something, but you have to do something politically to change what are actually political decisions.